senior on the women's basketball team?
Yeah, senior year, it's mixed emotions. It's different than every other year, but it's an amazing experience, and for it to be a better year than it was last year is definitely a step up, and it's still not over yet.
You guys have 6 games left. Just talk about the importance of ending the season strong going into LSC tournament play.
These next 6 games are very important. It's going to be critical to try to win as many of them as possible, if not all of them. We're in 8th place right now to get into the tournament, but it's not secured, and we need to make sure we finish out with a few more wins to be able to secure a chance to that tournament.
Now talk about your games last week. A tough loss against Midwestern State, 1-point loss, but then you guys came out firing against Cameron. And not a great game for you personally, but ultimately the team gets a win. So just talk about what you guys saw out there on Saturday.
For us the first time we played Cameron, we played terrible, and to turn around and beat them was huge on our part. We needed that win. That Midwestern win, we definitely should have won. We fell short, made a few mistakes at the end, but we're learning from them, and it only can make us better to compete in that conference tournament. We haven't completely showed what we can do. We've been off and on, but anything's going to be possible once we reach that tournament.
All right, I'm going to switch it up a little bit. Let's just do some rapid fire here. Better shooter, you or your father?
Me.
By how much? Is it big amount or little?
Well, my dad tells me that I'm a better shooter than he was, so.
So how important is it for you to get close to that record? I know you and I have spoken off camera about it, but how important is it for you?
I feel like me and my dad are very competitive, and we've always competed, and I would definitely want to try to beat that record if possible. If not, just make records for myself for showing what I did throughout my years here.
I feel like I should record both of you guys as a 3-point contest, see who wins.
I think we should, but he can't even beat me one-on-one anymore, so it's going to be a blowout.
Are you calling him old? Is that what's going on here?
Yeah, he's old, too slow, out of shape.
All right, going back to the team, but a big change this season. Obviously, you guys have had a good improvement. Just talk about what you think, because you're one of the leaders of this group.
I've seen a lot more hard work and actual heart this year. Like last year, it's like we didn't want it, and we fell short way too many times. This time we fell short a few times, but we've competed way better than we have last year, and it's still early. Granted, it's the second half of the season, but we still have the conference tournament, and anything's possible, like I said.
And you mentioned the short losses. You guys could have easily just phoned it in after those 2 back-to-back losses, the Texas Women's and Midwestern State, both by a point, both pretty much at the buzzer. So you guys made those changes against Cameron. So for you, as one of these leaders and the point guard of this team, and pretty much a 3-point shooter on this team, just talk about what you've been able to do as a leader on the court, because Coach Scott says that you're one of those coaches on the floor.
For me to be one of the shooters and one of the contributors a game, if I'm not scoring, then I have to produce somewhere else. I have to at least get everybody running the plays right. I got to make something happen on defense. I need to make sure someone else is in their game, like me, like she's not out of her head, so that she's scoring, because we can't have nobody scoring in the game. Not saying that I'm the only one scoring, but if I'm not producing, then I need to find other ways to produce, not on the offensive end.
You said that, and again, a tough shooting night for you on Saturday, but you had 4 assists and you had 3 steals, so you did contribute on other ends of the floor. So is that what you mean? This is how you're going to contribute on this team? If you can't score, or if you have an off night, you're going to contribute with steals or assists or even rebounds or anything like that?
Right, yeah. I even had 6 rebounds, one of my highest. I'm not one of the biggest rebounding, but defensively I have to contribute, and I have to be there for the other guards, the other post players, getting them, keeping their head up, even if I'm down. Like, not down personally, but down as in not shooting right, not making shots, not scoring. Someone else has to, and I have to be there to help them and just keep them motivated, keep the team motivated.
So again, we mentioned that you're one of the seniors. Just 2 more home games. So for you guys, after this Tarleton A&M-Commerce road trip, you guys return home for West Texas and Permian. So again, against those teams, for you, do you want to end the season on a high note? Do you think this team can go to the tournament and make some noise and ultimately win the LSC tournament?
I definitely think that's possible. We've competed with both Angelo and Eastern New Mexico, and they're both number 1 and 2 in the conference. And like, we've had games that were on, games that were off, and we're only learning from the mistakes that we have made. So once we get to that tournament, there's a highly good chance that we could win. Even if we go in at 8th place, we're gonna have a tough bracket to get to the championship, but it's not impossible.
Now talk about the fan support the last couple of weeks. It seems like we've been able to improve on the attendance, and that's kind of dictated how well both teams
The Pack the House night was amazing. I wish the crowd could be like that every night, but we've definitely have gotten a lot more fans every game, and even with us both, the men and the women's, playing well and getting the crowd involved is just an amazing feeling and experience to be a part of.
Now for you, final question. Again, senior day next Saturday. Is it going to be an emotional day for you?
I only think it'll be emotional when my mom walks me out and she starts crying. Other than that, I don't think it'll be emotional until I see my mom, but seeing all my family, and they're gonna have shirts with my number on the back, both sides of my family, my mom and my dad. So I'll have a pretty big crowd personally, but besides my mom crying, I don't think it'll be too emotional because that's not gonna be my last game because we're going to the conference tournament.
I like that answer. Extend it there.